The competition is the inefficiency. Eureka. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you're not fucking getting. To my fellow conservatives, I want to congratulate you and tell you that you are right about absolutely everything, except one thing that makes all of it the wrong thing. And you're not alone in that. You have company, actually. But I'm just going to talk to you for a sec, and I'll talk to the other ones. But, so, yes, like, I mean, Donald Trump just completely proved a point. Like, in under 4 years, you know, with the distractions and the last one clipped, like, yeah, who even needs 8 years? Like, yes, free market principle in a world that isn't a total competition. Competition is best. I mean, what's wrong with the other model is that it exists next to you. So when we say that socialism has failed, communism, fascism even though they throw that one at you, but collectivism, any ism, is pretty much doomed if it exists in a world where somebody else isn't doing that, where somebody else is concerned with consolidation of resources. I mean, money is resources. It isn't, but it is. So to build more of it, like just on its face, you know, capitalism. I want this pen more than I want $1. You want $1 more than you want that pen. We're both better off in the transaction. Right? Well, in a world where it's you and I with $1 and the pen against everything else in existence, and the whole purpose for the dollar and the pen is to, you know, just build empire to the degree that I can either live or live comfortably or live ultra comfortably or live to the point where, you know, anything I could fucking want in a day, it doesn't matter, I can have it. So now it's just manipulation for manipulation's sake. And then it's like, you know, if you're one of these guys like Bill Gates, like, do you think this guy's evil? Like, he, you know, if you had all the money in the fucking world, of course you would want to try to control how things are happening too. It's a fucking moral obligation at that point. It's, you know, to not do so. But yeah, you know, everybody wants to be humble. And so there's like this balance of like, what do you know versus what it does it all know? But anyway, what if I can't want $1? Imagine it was a whole different scenario. Like I can't want $1 more than a pen or a pen more than $1. They're exactly equal all the time because all we want to do is use less ink and print less dollars. I mean, because the less of that we do, the more of that we do, the more of the participating in that way of thinking we do, but the less of all that we do, in a world where it's all one, means there's more of it for everyone all the time. It just keeps getting more and more efficient as everything understands that. See, what they're afraid of right now is that you're all a bunch of spaz cases and you don't know how to operate efficiently, and, you know, so you have to show them that you're not. But what I see happening is I invented the social credit score. I used to get all these site hits from China. I mean, my old website, but maybe we'll bring that back. But you know, like, say, why the fuck China? Like, what are they, you know, whether they stole, they didn't have it yet. I don't know. I was talking about it, but whatever. What it wasn't supposed to be, or, you know, what I envisioned. Okay, so let's just say it's not even the same thing. Just forget that. Forget social credit score, the word. But a computerized way of knowing where everything is. Everyone in the world knows, right? So, you know, it can be political or not. It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be law at all. It'll just take over the whole. But if it was a governmental thing, then to the degree that you have power, money that you can claim, like if you don't claim it, you don't get a vote. But your vote is weighted to that degree. And if you are poor or, you know, wherever you fall in between the middle, you're negatively weighted. But there's like more of you, you know? So it balances out, but it's all irrelevant because what would happen is if everybody can see where everything is, and then if everything you did all day was calculated towards efficiency, so turn the light out, you know, just we're all sharing everything. You know, what you need to really eat. And people have different abilities. So the free market would play into this because there'd be a score of what you are currently occupying. It's all free, but then there's also like what you're contributing, and like what your skills are getting off that contribute into the, so everybody, they can have, there'll be a ratio, so you could be of low ability, but your consumption is, less. You might be a positive to the world from a very modest and humble and not doing a whole lot place. It's okay, We're all adults here. And to the people who have these exceptional abilities, yeah, they might be currently occupying more, but to the degree that they are, like you just see it, you know what I'm saying? So there'll be no esteem for hoarding, for wealth at all. There'll be esteem for, like what you're kicking in versus what you really need. It becomes love at that point, right? So a natural conservatism will come about. It'll be almost, like I said, I use the word Islamic at times, but, all religions, everybody will understand all of them. So, yeah, we're all adults here. Like, we don't need a monoculture. We could keep all those distinctions as long as everybody understands and can celebrate why it's all beautiful. But if not, stick around. We'll explain each one to you. Like, if we need to go through all that, we will. It's okay. We'll do it in multiple languages if we have to. But it's all good. Like, all these things that you guys are warring on, I can just show you how it's irrelevant. It's completely and utterly irrelevant. Rich and poor as well. It's not going to matter. And that scares some people, man. But I accumulated all that. Yeah, it's weighted into the equation. You still got that much pull. It's all toward, as it gets more efficient, what do you need to release, feel good? What do you need to hang on to? But again, getting a little out there, but the reason that like a global collective has never been able to work because it's never been global. It's always been a national. So there's a natural consolidation of power towards the top and the evil and all that because it has to compete with that other thing that's doing that, right? It gets real ugly, It gets real ugly everywhere as that happens. But it just, shared it all quick, efficient like, and then got it to the top. The other one, it's the same game. It's just, America, you think that the smallest government in the world went to the largest government in the world in a mere 200 years because all those other things, they're still in competition with us. So they're going to want to get their grubby mitts on it. I agree with you, like free market principles in that structure, they've made the whole world better when you look at India but at the expense of what? Like at some point, it's why wouldn't we all want to be on the same team? Like how is this collateral inefficiency good for all of us? And when I say collateral inefficiency, you and I might agree on this. So we'll agree to agree on this. Even though if it was just about this, we might not agree. But since we have this alliance, and then somebody else comes along over on that second thing, and they're like, yeah, I don't agree on this. And you're like, but I'm already committed to agreeing on that over here. And it's just this, it's inefficiency. You see what I'm saying? Because it's not everything broken down and isolated by the exact issue and decided upon just based on that. It's we have these, you have those, and we're going to tug of war and fight back, and it's stupid. There's money spent on advertising that could be just doing a whole lot of other things. The competition is the inefficiency. Eureka. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you're not fucking getting if you're on the right. Everything else, in that competition, you are right. That'll create more for us. Who's us? You know what I mean? Like, because when they're not doing it efficiently, it comes back and it hurts us because we're all one thing. But if you're divided, you think you can just get by on being, well, that's why you have less too. You think you have more because you have more than them, but you have less than your potential and what you could have because of the fact that they're not working efficiently. Like we are the adults in the room or we aren't. So this whole fear of like, when it's a one world government, again, I can do it with no government. We can do it with, straight ostracism. It's fucking Angie's List on roids. You know what I mean? But, if we have to enforce it, like if we have to make you do it, if it's about who's got the guns, who's got the nukes, we're just not there yet. You know what I mean? We just aren't there. And so every day, what you should be doing is calling everyone on their logical fallacies. It's not about what team you're on. It's about finding what the other side is saying is being misrepresented and correcting that. But to both sides. It's not about opinions of who can do it better. It's about understanding, gaining clarity on the other person's reasoning and argument. If you don't know that, and you just argue back with the same fallacies, you're the problem. It's just noise. It's noise. You're not doing anything. Yeah, but no, on my side, yeah, both sides are utopian if you take them to the extreme. So, but what isn't is a hybrid where everybody understands both. And when I say efficiency, it's like blackjack. That's why I talk about infinite divisibility. You got to rest in the middle all day to know what the most efficient thing is. But you'll learn that, you know what I mean? Because it'll be on the score on the page. And you say, well, you can manipulate, what gets weighted, how. You can if you're not there. Right? If that's your intention is still to hoard it for yourself for some fucking reason, then yeah, I suppose you could. But over time, it'll just become more efficient because more people will start to see that that's just fucking lame. Like, if it's precise and it's fair, everybody knows it. If it's ugly, everybody knows that too. So, better minds than mine will do some of the technical things, like you can take a look at some of the people like Jacques Fresco and that model and a resource-based economy, but that's what I was talking about. I mean, where the resources, what's important to what, how, who. I mean, that's what we should be talking about though. Like, we're not even talking about the right shit. We're talking about whether it's fucking war or stealing elections or just, oh my God, dude. We could make it the split between free markets and government control, but just the world over, everybody gets a vote. But if we're all on the same team, then it becomes more about doing things efficiently for the good of it all. Yeah, that could never work while doing things for the good of me still exists in the world. You see what I'm saying? You can't win from either side. It has to be a hybrid. There's nothing else that's going to happen. Everybody will understand everything quickly because, we'll be teaching them early. Just checking everybody on their logical fallacies all day from a young age. So everybody knows how to think. And then when they start splitting the difference with infinite divisibility, to a place that can't be known, to Zeno's paradox, to God or whatever, they become awake. And then when they get the noun-verb distinction or relevance, and then they see the animals and you see that it's all the same thing. I mean, everything's got 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears. 4 things. They walk, the cartilage between their fingers webbed out into wing. But they subsist all day on a seed. And you need all this stuff. Helicopters and gas and fuel and machine just to mimic it, But you're just spazzing. Because you don't have your shit together yet. You got a thumb. It's a great thing. It's a good tool. You got a prefrontal lobe. You have the ability to plan things into the future, which allows you to either make everything beautiful or just manipulate and be ugly. When Jesus talked forgiveness, it's dude, when I put it in your hand, I already know it now belongs to you. You don't have to beat me for it. You don't have to, if you need it that much, keep it. But should you choose of your own volition to come back around, if I ain't worth $50 to you, whatever it is. Just everything that's stupid to everybody. Because they recognize the one thing, I can't eat the animals, but everybody should just be eating a lot less of everything. And that's what I learned when not eating animals. I eat once a day, about a third of what most of you do for lunch. Just right before going to bed, they say will make you fat. Or maybe, depending on what you're eating and your body type. I don't know. I drink juice, eat a piece of an apple or a pear. When all that crap gets out of your body, you know how much dead fecal matter is stuck to your colon right now and your intestines and all, but we're not going to talk about health. It's for you to decide. But you become more like a sponge because all this crap isn't in the way. So now when you eat an apple, you actually ate the apple. It didn't just pass through with some little fibery nonsense that just you didn't even ingest. It's like a 1 a day vitamin or something. You can go a little slower is the point. And so that's I talked about this before, but the silver lining of the COVID. The whole world is tuned into one thing, right? Now it's about what's doing efficient. So it's the stuff can be delivered. You can go to the doctor from home. Everybody can do everything a lot better. Well, imagine if when they did, it didn't just benefit them. It benefited everything. How quickly everybody would cooperate. But see, they don't believe it'll really benefit just them. Like right now, people don't believe giving is practical. You can't just give people shit, they run off with it. But that's not the case. Like I remember being up at Rutgers, when we were kids, and we wanted to get some weed, and here's some kid on a bike, Tyree. And that's what I told them. Every time I've done that to people, they came back. Like, like when I put this in your hands, like, that belongs to you. What you need to ask yourself is, do you want that $50 or the camaraderie and friendship of people who would just give it to you? You know what I mean? Like but you're genuine about it, you know what I mean? And he came back. We remained friends for years. That's with me, with a whole group of people. If the security was there, like it really is, like, okay, you have this, I have that, it's, chip, digital, here, take this, take that, whatever. Whatever's going to make everything more efficient for everybody. Was real. Yeah, do you need the big thing of Band-Aids or the small one? Is it a good use of your money? Are you paying more in interest because you need a big Band? I mean, you're thinking for the future, how many cuts you're going to have? What size box you need? What if it's all I just get the one Band-Aid because it's all free because we're all sharing every fucking thing. But we don't have a competitive outside force unless there's some alien colony I don't know about on the same, commerce and exchange, that if we should share, they'll just dominate. And vice versa. If we don't dominate, they will. Like, it's truncated. Like, it's not Oz, kid. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get more into some details on the specifics, but if you don't get it, it doesn't matter. Resource allocation, efficiency, enlightenment, the world. You're going to be able to teach these kids so fast everything in the world because it's all just right there. I was a kid, the card catalog, you go to the library, you learn some things. Now there's just going to be like a quickening if we do it right. And we will. So we're going to get at the kids early, and then everybody is going to be reminding everybody all day what's best for everything. And we're going to know how to do it through dialogue, through resources, through knowledge and experience, and just an awake world. Not woke, just awake. We really can. We absolutely can. Just when everybody wants to. No reason not to. Unless you just have so little faith in both man and God. But if heaven exists, or if it doesn't, is this the best we can do? I mean, if heaven exists, then clearly it's not the best thing that exists. So why wouldn't we strive towards that? And what would that look like if you went to heaven? Would anybody be fighting about anything? And if it doesn't exist, and it's just an ideal aim for us to aspire to, knowing that it's impossible and we're sinners, how best might we get the closest? I mean, the localized, the competition, as long as it relies on any mechanism for payment, it's going to be about collecting more of that for myself. And to the degree we do that, the less there is for everything else. It's a zero-sum game. But no, rising tides lift all boats. It's all in your perception. Lifts all boats again, against who? And now we just all have more. Yeah, that's the idea. We all have more. So if that could be true in any capacity, why wouldn't we then just all be on the same team? It could be a global free market then. But I think it's a hybrid. I think it's an irrelevant distinction. You didn't give half to this and half to that. It just became irrelevant. Yeah, you know what? As I sit here opening the mail, my frustration with this not all being one thing is actually starting to set in. When it's a frustration with the collateral inefficiency that just makes no sense. It's just all these fucking advertisements, this paper, you're just tearing down trees. And my email, I just got hundreds of thousands of unopened emails. You can't even deal with it. Everybody needs an email for you to get access to anything. Just to go through them, you put them in a different one, you let it go, then it becomes all emails. And the only way to use email is just to search for what you're looking for. If you just sit there and try to stay on top and just click them all off and unsubscribe, you can do it. But it's just maddening. You look at this and then, so here we are from the ASPCA or one of them, and I got my, labels, my mailing labels. I don't even use the mail, for some things, but It's not like that. Like, I need these labels. Like, unless I got a whole pile of them from the other ones you sent me. And then, like, if I give you money, or if I don't, the whole inefficiency of it, of just everybody begging everybody for everything, asking for everything, and 8 million ways to contact you to try to get it. We're like, yeah, we all want to manage these animals better. But, like, if I give to you, does that do it? And then it's just going to get more of these, like, somewhere else, and people throwing them in the trash, and it's just, like, none of it makes any sense. None of it. Like, there's nothing efficient about it. Like, the reason the animals are in terrible care is the collateral inefficiency, and everybody's just contributing to it. And it's not just the animals, it's the humans too. It's everything. Just a bunch of waste. Like, wasted energy, wasted materials. When the best idea should just be behind the best idea in every segment, and there should be no wasted energy and effort to get the attention. It doesn't make any sense. And you got to pay people just to do that. And I mean, when you just look at how we do this, all to collect for us against everything, instead of everybody saving everything for everything. You don't just see how that's just more for everything? No, because we're currently in the position where we're comfortable by, in this zero-sum game, rigging it in our manner, and we call it effort. And it is. It's not that it's not effort, but it's just an effort into what aim? Like, you don't see how the more you get and the more successful you become, the less successful the whole thing is, and that there's no other way it could be? No, as I do better, everybody does better. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then it should be everywhere. No reason for you to hoard it. No, it's just for America. Well, no, but the rest of them, they don't want a free market system. See, the thing is, if you got the whole world to be a free market system, the inefficiency would still be there, as any one thing collects it. At that point, if it's all one, it could only be collecting it from everything else. But that's what we have now. We just got a whole bunch of little ones. But it's stupid. It's short-sighted on everybody's part who's involved, including the tippy top. They might not know it. They might. But I just sit here and I look at this shit. And it's just all your identities, Love the Humane Society and put a dog on your envelope, and I gave $8 and I gave $25 for you to stop sending me a bunch of shit. Or, I mean, people do good things, but like what? Just all the effort involved into you become the thing solving that problem thing. Why would you ever want your problem to go away? Because once you've solved it, you don't exist. Like, you don't just see how you're a leech. And that's all of them. It's like government, it's like fucking media, it's charities, it's nonprofits, it's timeshare, it's car salesmen, everybody, everything. Food. There's no way that it wouldn't make more sense to think about the world in terms of the actual resources and the things rather than the paper we assign to. When you can't collect it, you have whatever you want, but everybody has to share with everybody. You're just going to get a score as to your abilities and what you're currently able to do, what you're able to plug into this machine that does everything for everybody. And there'll be other things like art, comedy, and people will be able to rate those contributions as well. A quotient for being less miserable. But this doesn't actually make any sense. This system of planned obsolescence and consumption, it's idiotic. You know what I mean? But you're 100% right, again, that your means by collecting it away from everything else is better than their means of not doing that. You win, but it's like psychology. Like it just works within its own framework. Everything is just its own framework. It's not universal truth. No, it's just we set up a set of rules, we get some definitions, and we say it works like this, and then an ideal, But that's all just relatively real. And I'm not a real relative kind of person. I don't really like relativity. I like objectivity. But you have to have objectivity about what subjectivity is, right? You see that one there? How do you do that? That's what mesonoxia is. Now here's another one. NRA. Notice of gun confiscation. Open it up. Free gift. NRA's Desert Storm tactical backpack. It's just this constant, incessant tug of war and just all this waste that goes into, save the animals, protect your guns. And the whole reason that some people want guns is to protect themselves from some people who would be scary with guns or without them. And the whole reason those people are scary, with or without them, is because of all this mail. At the end of the day, right? Like, not directly, like, it's not in a direct equation, but, it is. Not specifically the mail, but you know what I'm saying? Like, all of it. Think of the inefficiency and what that could go towards doing, and then, like, why all of this wouldn't exist. Give it to us! Everybody just begging and selling and scheming and trying to find a way to buy low and sell high, right? But no, I want the pen more than the dollar, and you the dollar more than the pen, and you just got in on this, and, it's all working cohesively. Yeah, so if that can exist anywhere, then it should exist everywhere. But how do we do it? Are we going to just, in this struggle, vote it all the other way? Are they ever going to cut spending to the point where it ever goes back to being small? Like, is that really going to happen? And then to the degree that success inspires everybody else all over the world to do more of that too, and it all just gets freer and freer through the same mechanism by which it got bigger and bigger. When you look into their eyes and when you see what they're talking about from either side on every station, like, how's that going to work? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm utopian? Everybody's utopian if they think their thing can, can ultimately work. But you just see how in a world where, whether it's roughly half or a third or whatever it is working in opposition of that, there's a collateral inefficiency which produces more of why everything, I didn't want to say has less. It's just an obviousness. It just is less efficient. But waste, I just can't get past when you look at the mountains of trash, and technology moves quick, right? So now you have this device waste, and that's already there. But if everybody's just on the best device all the time and in sync, you can keep cultural differences, but you can keep the time of day, and do everything easily and not have to, drive out of their way to stand in a line somewhere to, trying to find a way to fax something because, their computer's fucked up or whatever. Right? Like, everybody's shit is straight and everything operates more efficiently, and there's just less waste of consumption of resource, trying to get ahead, trying to grab a little slice of the devil's pie. There's something else we can do. So, utopian, it's math. Then I got the next one, Sierra Club. All right. The unthinkable has just happened. In the Trump administration's final months, in an 11th hour burst of environmental sabotage, they selectively removed the Tongass National Forest from roadless rural protections, thereby putting 9 million acres of America's largest national forest at risk. You know, America's forest should be for wildlife and wilderness and all that, and I agree with you. Not for logging and roads and growth and clear cutting and fucking bullshit. Feel ya. But, you know, then you got to go look into what's true about what actually happened and, you know, what was signed and what was in it and who and why and what the fuck it's got to do with Trump and, you know. But, and then we get another one. Oh, and don't forget we got our mailing address labels, right? Stickers. You know, I could actually use stickers for a marketing thing I wanted to do. Like, I wonder if there was a more efficient way of doing things where I could just, like, order my stickers. And instead of, like, these guys paying for that, they could pay for my stickers, and then I could give them money, and then, like, everybody could win. You know what I mean? But no. And then I get another one. So now we got Tom Fit, and we got Judicial Watch. And I got more stickers. They say Judicial Watch on them. Everybody wants you to advertise for them, you know, your mail. For the one person that was collecting your mail, you know, 3, however many it is. We've never met, but I know you follow the news, and I've been a frequent guest on a number of Fox News programs. We'll check you out. My name is Tom Fit, and Tom, I know all about who you are. I represent you. I know all about, like, you know, pages of shit. Like, the fuck. You know, and then Sierra Club want to know why there's logins, because you guys are both going back and forth in this ridiculous fucking game, and they got to prove the economy's good while showing you're a bunch of jerk-offs, because blah, 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 you're trying to take their guns and all that shit, and... You know, I mean, you know, put this in the pile of stickers that will never get used. It'd be nice if I could have just wrapped those stickers around my product label as I got off like the little mezzo pack or something. You know, it'd be you know, everything would be a little bit more efficient around here. But it wouldn't need to be, you know. I wouldn't even have a product to have to fucking do that with. I would, but it would be our product. It would be all plugging it into the fucking matrix. Where everybody's doing everything better. But me just trying to get mine, and you're trying to get yours, and you're trying to save this, and you're, you know, here we are. Arbor Day Foundation, 2021 supporter. A little presumptuous, you know. We'll send it to you, your stickers, your book. You can advertise for us. You can get the word out. Now I got stickers with acorns and leaves on them. Next to Judicial Watch, next to all these guys. Why are we doing it this way? And I got your fucking email, and I saw your ad, you know, like, it's just, right? Like, I wanted to give you money, you know, I give it to you. That's why I got all these things in the first place, because I felt like giving you money for something. And you see how just inefficient it is? Like, if you give anybody anything, and just for the rest of your life, if you don't continually give to them, and, like, you know, maybe you don't want to then. You know, you're doing something else. They're going to lose money on the equation. You know, like, I mean, yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. And everybody wants to guilt you into this, that, the other thing. Like, you know, fucking A. Like, I understand all your points. Can we do something else? Because this shit ain't working. It's not working, folks. Hate to break it to you. It is working. We're doing all right. Yeah, we're doing all right. We could be doing a lot better. That's all it comes down to. Jesus, another one, Sierra Club. Stickers and cards and a nickel and all this paper and fucking, yeah, we're so concerned about logging. What the fuck?